New research shows decriminalising cannabis and introducing a regulated market would be a boost for New Zealand's economy. The government is working through plans to hold a referendum on legalising cannabis on or before the 2020 election. Here's our Deputy Political Editor, Chris Bramwell.
The report, prepared for the Drug Foundation by economist Shamubil Yakov, estimates that up to $240 million in tax could be gathered each year from a regulated market. Mr Yakov says the US states that have legalised cannabis, and more recently Canada, have models that would work in New Zealand.
The most important gains you can get from it is you can bring it into the formal economy. You can make sure you can regulate the quality, the potency, who accesses it, all those other bits and pieces that we do with alcohol and tobacco already. So it's not like we don't know how to do it. So we have a lot of experience to be able to do this well. And we get to bring in a lot of that revenue off the black market from the criminal economy into the formal economy.
The Drug Foundation's Executive Director Ross Bell says the government understands that treating drugs as a health issue rather than a criminal one is the right way to go, and the report provides economic impetus as well.
To help them move away not just from the platitudes of treating this as a health issue, but the concrete steps. What can that look like? We now have an economic case that we can take to the Finance Minister and say, your ministers are saying they want to treat this as a health issue. The numbers stack up. It's the right thing to do. Please do it.
The Finance Minister, Grant Robertson's reaction?
The Minister of Finance always welcomes sources of revenue, but there's a long way to go before we decide on any regime for what that'll look like.
The ACT Party leader David Seymour says lessons can be learnt from overseas states that have decriminalised drugs, but he's urging against rushing into anything.
People are going to be allowed to smoke cannabis. What happens at sawmills? My first job was at a sawmill. Bloody dangerous, even without stoned people all over the place. Those are some of the practical aspects that we need to get through. But I actually think it's a worthwhile debate to have, because clearly too many people are being harmed by drugs under the status quo.
The Health Minister, David Clark, says the report is an important contribution to the debate around drugs in New Zealand.
There is international evidence that suggests that there may be merit in looking at decriminalisation. Here's an attempt to, in the New Zealand setting, to model what that might look like. Of course, we're not going to rush into anything. We want to take seriously, though, the issue, because we're focused on harm reduction.
The Green MP, Chloe Swarbrick, said Malaho.